Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well today. And we are back in a new week. This week is oh god, everything's going wrong. This week is a fortified week, so fortified bursting explosive week. And yeah, so we opened up the vault on our warrior and got a 408 chest piece. It wasn't here, but we've already catalyzed it. So we're keeping our 4 set at the moment. We've had a nice little upgrade in terms of, is everyone just pulling aggro or what is going on right now? No one seems to be killing explosives. It all seems to be going bad. Okay. Am I struggling for threat? Is that maybe a thing? Huh? Maybe I am. Yeah, so bursting explosives. So both of those are lean themselves to a really good pug push week. Probably a bad organized group push week because explosives just annoying to deal with. And bursting isn't difficult, but just doesn't lend itself to big pools naturally. Um, which is why, obviously, for pugs it's good because you're really going to do one pug at a time in a pug normally. So I am going to try and help out with explosive as much as I can here. Looks like the DK is going to try and help me out with pulls as well, which is really nice of him. I mean, I didn't need him to, but it's really nice of him anyway. Yeah, so our goal this week is to try and push every dungeon on a fortified, ideally like a 10 plus. Now, we've already done one, um, but my mic wasn't working, so I didn't actually get to record it, which is slightly frustrating, but never mind. So we've already done one. This is obviously a +8. We're basically looking for like 220 score per dungeon. Now, I think that's going to be maybe a little bit over what's in the realm of the possible this week. Um, Potentially, just because some of the dungeons on Tyrannical I've only done like a 5 on. My hamster is literally so. I'll talk about that more in a second. But yeah, so that's the goal of this week. That's what we're aiming to do. And the next class we're going to be doing is Monk. Now, we're going to be doing the whole journey, literally, right from level 1 all the way to kind of hopefully the full second week of progression. Like, so see how much score we can get in 2 weeks and all that sort of stuff. This is going really bad, but that's because people keep getting hit by everything, and I imagine we're going to get lots of explosive now. So what we need to really do is have everything all grouped up nicely. The fortunate thing is I'm probably not going to die. Like, whatever happens, I'm probably not the one that's going to die. Let's see if we can get that with Heroic Throw. Yeah, so the other part is what I was saying as well is I got myself a hamster like 2 weeks ago, just a little bit like company, a pet around the house, right? And we've had some ups and downs, but he's settled a little bit in the last couple of days to a point that he's really comfortable with me, and that's great. So I've actually moved him closer to my desk, and as soon as I start recording, he seems to climb around his cage like a strongman, which is hilarious, but also really distracting. Yeah, so obviously this week you've got bursting, which is it's a healer affix in that it can be dispelled. I would say it's probably one of the, if not the most balanced affix in terms of responsibility because it's on the DPS and the tank not to push the mobs too much. It's on the DPS not to stagger the burst. It's on the tank not to pull too much. It's on the healer to be able to heal through low stacks, maybe 5, 6 stacks if it gets too high, and obviously dispel if needed, etc. So it's quite a good one for group responsibility. In terms of explosive is a weird one. There's a lot of arguments to say that the healer should be the one that does explosive every time. And to that, I'd argue probably. Me personally, as a tank, so as a DPS, which is what I was in the first run, I was Fury. I did a lot of the explosives, a lot of the interrupts. I kind of carried the group on both. Um, and it was one of those things that was like, it was quite frustrating as a DPS to have to switch off, have to try and use an ability or auto attack it or whatever. It can be quite frustrating. So it was one of those things that when I didn't have to get them, it felt good. As a healer, if you're not struggling on healing, you should absolutely be grabbing the explosions. Similarly, as a tank, if they're close and it doesn't impact you very much to do it, grab them. Just hit them. Don't worry about whose responsibility it is, just worry about them being killed. And if that's the case, it makes things a little bit easier. Just let the healer do it on one, and if you're seeing them not get done, then go and help. I'm a little bit obviously with. Ooh, I have no damage here, so we're gonna pop a cooldown. Didn't have thunderclap up as well as what I was trying to think, or shockwave. And obviously, while these ads are up, I imagine you can get a lot more explosives as well. So we do want to be a little bit careful. Probably changes upstairs a little bit for me in that I don't want to be trying to pull loads. Any ranged explosives I see, I'm just going to heroic throw. It's a 1 second cooldown. I don't really lose anything to do it. I might even get a mouse over heroic throw for anything that's like longer than melee range, and then melee range ones I'll probably not worry too much about. But nice easy kill. We got ourselves a nice trinket this week from a world quest also. So currently at 392 eye level. Um, we've got a couple of upgrades we can make. We've got 2 sparks left. Actually got lucky and got one from the other run. Um, we do need to upgrade our ring, upgrade our helmet in terms of like crafting. I actually quite like the helmet as a um, it's doing 1.3% of my damage. It's not great, but it's not horrible either. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'll probably keep it for now just because it works for the PvP stuff as well. But so he has said he needs a quick drink. I hope he doesn't feel pressured by me going, because I can look after myself. Obviously, I don't necessarily need him to help. Obviously, everyone else needs the healer, right? But it is quite nice seeing Warrior. Just like I said, at this point, I'm not doing massively high keys, but I am doing high enough keys that you'd expect if I was gonna need a healer. That's probably who died. Oh, he said my bad. I don't know what he stood in or did, but it must be something. I'm going to rally here. We need to try and get as many kicks off as possible. This is not going well. 6 deaths. Wow, this really isn't going well. So Fire Dancer, as they get low health, they're going to do their the Flame Dance thingy. Yeah, I expected the DK was going to die with that, unfortunately. It's really not going very well this run so far. So get the Destroyer down. Let's get out of his Inferno. I feel like we're going to have to deal with the dragon, but I really don't want to do that without a healer. We also don't really have all that much in the way of healing ourselves at the moment. So wait for the chamois wherever he is. What is the chamois doing? He's literally fighting a dragon, but why? Uh, pugs, I guess. Wait. Pugs, I guess. He was fighting the dragon by himself. Like, I don't even think the dragon comes over here, so I don't know. We could go over to the dragon. Is it a risky move? Is it just going to cause more deaths? Probably. He's nearly here now, so we're just going to wait. In fact, he's far enough away. We can kill the Scorchlings at least. And I can heal up with impending victory. So, yeah, not really sure what this Chamois doing at the moment. I'm a little bit worried just for future pulls currently. Has he gone the wrong way again? I think he has, you know. If we don't see him come over here pretty quickly, I'm going to presume he's doing dumb stuff. Is the dragon just... I mean, I'm kind of expecting the dragon to be following him. I don't really know what he's doing. Okay. I mean, yeah. So I suppose we could turn this into an educational thing. Sometimes you're not going to get very good healers. Now, for me personally, I'm keeping an eye on my group's health. I'm trying not to outpull them. Obviously, it's bursting. There is AoE damage. Some of it's unavoidable. It really is just one of those things that you're not going to be able to do everything yourselves, but getting as many kicks, stuns on stuff. The healer isn't here, and we already know he isn't very good, so we're going to focus on explosives, that sort of thing. Like the DPS seems to be solid in this group at the moment. I mean, 51k on the DK, who I believe have just had a buff Frost DK, which is quite interesting. I mean, the healer died again, man. Yeah, I mean, so what can you do in this situation? I mean, you can't really do much. Saying something's probably just going to cause a conflict. Just keep an eye on everyone's health. Try and keep the group moving in the right sort of direction. But yeah, I mean, take it slow. So we know here there is the Thunder Dragon still up. There is normally a patrol in this sort of area. It might even be the next area. I think it's the next one. So we're going to pull again, try and minimize the amount of damage that the group is taking. So I'm even going to pull back a little bit. Stuns on everything. And we got the dragon as well. Oh, for God's sake. Brilliant. I thought the dragon would be up here for some reason and we could skip past it if we pulled into this. But yeah, having the chamois die currently 5 times is not ideal. So, hey, like I said, we're still plenty on time. There's absolutely no reason for anyone to get toxic at this point. So the chamois round here on the map, the logical thing to do would be for us to go here, but I'm going to go to the chamois because, again, play to your weakest player. The weakest player is obviously the chamois. Let's just run to him, play to his I would say strength, but you know what I mean. So I'm hoping. He ran straight past me. I'm pretty sure this is a bot at this point. Like, I'm not going to say any of this to him, obviously, because it just causes arguments, and there's no real need for it. But I'm about 70% sure this is a bot. Now, obviously, we know that the dragons now can come down here, so I popped pretty much everything. We're going to try and kill this as quickly as we can. I'm going to apparently deal with the explosive myself. So knowing that the chamois is not playing well, I'm going to try and just keep myself fully healed all the time. Not have to stress him at all. I got the dragon. That was actually a really nice pull. So got the dragon just in time. Hopefully he doesn't stand in this. Looks like he's going to stand in this. I don't know. Oh, we've pulled more. For God's sake. Yeah, this is really going bad. I don't even know what to say. I'm trying to keep some level of positivity. The second you turn this negative, so if I was to jump into chat right now and go, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You're the worst player I've ever seen," it wouldn't do anything for the group. We probably wouldn't finish the dungeon realistically, and that's just the truth of it. If I kicked off right now and made a very accusatorial, that's probably not a word, but I've made it now. So what are you gonna say? Kind of things and was really angry and oh my God, you're ruining keys and you're ruining my life and all these other things that toxic people say, then realistically he's going to react badly to it. Because let's face it, he's not going to react well to those comments, is he? No one would. Ultimately, I'm going to now focus on trying to carry as much as I can, which means not getting distracted and killing the Thunder Breath or not standing in the Thunder Breath. Going to face it away from the group. Hopefully they don't get stood in the Thunder Breath either. And we've managed to survive long enough for our group to return, which, again, not efficient, but actually we've not wasted 60% of the dragon's health anyway. So we're going to kill this, hopefully now. Now I am learning that actually even in battle stance, I do not need this healer at all, personally. Which means I can play knowing as long as I can survive, we're probably going to get through a pack, even if it's not clean. So again, going to try and kick the cast here. There's 2 flame dancers. Again, I'd love to go downstairs and pull the other one, but it would just be a horrible idea. Not did I say downstairs? I meant to the next pack, but I'd love to go and do it. Look at the spirit link. I mean, ouch. But yeah, I mean, so I suppose what I'm trying to say is, and what I'm trying to summarize, in this situation, you can only control so much. And if the so much you can control, for some reason I couldn't mouse over click that or click it at all, is what you do, then just do it. I mean, in this situation, I can only interrupt so many times, I can only stun so many times, I can only get so many explosives myself. That there's no more we can do in those situations, right? We're playing as well as we can. Um, and we shouldn't have to. It's an 8. I shouldn't have to be tryharding by any means. Going to rally here again, just make sure that everyone lives long enough for the chamois to get back up. Hopefully this monk lives. I'm going to go and pull these as well. Pulling these so that we can clear to the chamois. Hopefully as soon as the chamois comes up, you'll be able to top everyone off. A little bit worried about the next 2 bosses. They're quite healing intense bosses, but I think we can carry this dude through them. I'm going to give him a second. If we bloodlust here, not going to complain about it. I'm not going to give him the hint. I'm not going to tell him about bloodlust. But if we do it, I'm not going to be mad. So I've popped Avatar and Ravager. I probably should have waited for the ad to come up, but I just wanted to burn through as much of the boss as I could. Going to use Thunderous Roar here. Let's just try and burn through the boss. For some reason, I didn't get the explosive. There we go. Right. So, as we said in the previous runs, right, the healer is dead. Of course, that's what we said in the previous runs. As we said in the previous runs, you've got lots of space here. Just take advantage of it. So, boulder there. I mean, it's a really bad boulder. Takes up space that we didn't really need to use. We could have baited it towards this. It'd have been much nicer. Doesn't even matter. Just don't even worry about it. So, back in. Boulder's actually quite nice this time. It's space that we're probably not going to use. Get the kick. We've used Bloodlust now for some reason. I'm not asking questions. We're going to try and bait the boulder this way towards the space we've already used. No, it's not good. Not a good boulder. And he's going to stand and everything as well. Oh my god. But the boss is dead. So, yay. That was strange. I don't know where that came from. But, yeah. I would almost say if you can recognize this early in a key, and I like finishing keys. That's kind of why I play keys, right? I don't want to abandon keys ever, but if you abandon this early in a key, just leave. And no one will ever tell you that because they think it's toxic and they think it's horrible. You know what's more toxic? You spending half an hour uh, bashing your head against a wall or hard carrying this person. You know what the frustrating part is? He's already got an 8 ruby life pool, but imagine he didn't, right? We're going to give him a timed key. Even still, we're going to give him a timed 6 to 10 key or 5 to 9 key that he has not deserved at all. So the next person that looks at him and goes, "Oh, look, a healer," they're going to look at that and go, "Oh, he's timed like 15 keys at this level. This is easy. He's going to smash through this. He's going to get this same experience," and that's not necessarily fair. If I'd have seen this early, we might have left. Obviously, for me, I'm trying to create content. That's a little bit different, but if you're just a regular key goer, don't put your sanity ahead of or behind the groups. Like it's just not worth it. Okay, we're not kicking these. Not kicking this. Okay, I'll do it. Oh, brilliant. We're gonna get lots of explosives here. Just everything's going horribly wrong. Is everyone dead? I think everyone's dead. I think even I'm gonna die here. Brilliant. Love it. Love it. Love it. So we still got 9 minutes left. How you don't time this key? I suppose we've got nice DPS, but I never see a world in which you don't time this key. The chamois currently has 10 deaths. Ouch, man. That's really not good. I wish like Raider IO had a voting system, like an up-down system. Did you enjoy playing with this player? Was this player helpful? Did he play well? Whatever. Would be a nice system, I think. What I'm actually even going to do here is do this. Line of sight. No one's seen line of sight pulls since bloody TBC, but we're doing them. I'm hoping someone will kick that eventually. Like, someone's going to get the hint eventually, right? But I'm not looking forward to get it, so we've got to figure this out. Somehow, in our little group, I've still got aggro on it, so theory it's not too bad that he stood over there. He just doesn't get cleaved down. But yeah, make it cleaner. Like play to your group. Group's not kicking very much. The healer's bad. You don't want to have to stress yourself in that situation. So just doing that completely removes the stress. It was an easy pull in the end. I didn't have to worry. I've now got hiccups, which is great. I am going to clear the elementals, mainly because I don't trust my group not to pull them. To be honest, I might even pull the other side. And I very rarely pull the other side. I'll pull this side almost every time, but I very rarely pull the other side. Kick as many shock blasts as possible. I actually am going to pull this side. Pop some cooldowns. One, because obviously explosive, you don't really want to be pulling loads of mobs because these can cause explosives. But two, because I pulled them, so I want to make sure that they go down well. Otherwise, it's my fault for pulling too much, right? But I mean, nice and finally dead. It looks like. Well, hopefully, she's about to die. No bloodlust here. We shouldn't need it. I genuinely hope we shouldn't need it. I am very interested to look at the overall healing stats. I have a feeling that I might be top, just a little bit. But yeah, so I've tried to be a little bit more educational on these videos over the last sort of week or so, and um, obviously we are pushing the warrior. We're going to try and get the warriors as much as we can as well. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this sort of stuff, then please let me know. It really does make a difference. I actually missed a video yesterday, so as of this going out, I missed a video which isn't what I want to be doing. I want to be consistent. I just completely messed up the days, and it turned into just I didn't have the. I physically just didn't have the time. I stood in so much fire then. Yeah, let's not stand in fire. I stood in more fire trying to get out of the other fire that I dropped. Let's stop dropping fire, shall we? More people standing in fire. I love this. This is amazing. So I stood in fire, and literally everybody has stood in fire since. Shami looks like he's probably going to die. I'm going to rally, I suppose. I want the dragon to come over here a little bit. That'd be lovely. Oh, this is a nice wins for us. So dragon's on 30%. Everyone's dropping fire on or around me. Explosives. There's a fire breath. That's actually not a bad fire breath for us. Not sure where the next wind is. There is a weak aura on this that really does make things easier by telling you where the next wind's going to be. Because if I had it, I'd have known that it was going to be dropped right on my head. Doesn't even matter. Dragon's dead anyway. Get the explosive with a shield slam. Happy days. So overall, we pull. Let's have a look after this boss. Actually, that was a bit of a tease, wasn't it? So overall, we pull 30 million damage, 2.6 million damage. I don't know. 36. Okay, 30.36 million. Details being buggy. Um, yeah, not too bad. Healing, yeah, massively ahead. Let's loot up. A ruby whelp shell. Yay. Never mind. But a nice 20 score increase. That's Ruby Lifeball's now got 218. So I've worked out at 220 we would get. I've lost it now. It's like 1760. Puts us pretty close to Keystone Master, which would be pretty cool. Just to try and get that on as many characters or aim for that on different characters. He also got a Ruby Whelp Shell. Amazing. Yeah, so we'll try and get a couple more done over the next week. If you guys have enjoyed this type of video, want to see different classes and specs, things like that, let me know. Other than that, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.